you listen to podcasts that sound like this? Hey, welcome back to the Super OK Podcast, where our audio sounds mediocre.
Or do you prefer podcasts that sound more like this? Crisp, clear, fun, easy to listen to, and full of awesomeness? Well, then you should check out Spoiler Country, hosted exclusively over at Spoilerverse.com.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bridging to Geekdoms. I'm your host, Robert Slavinsky, in a different car today, so setup is a bit strange. I apologize for that, but I wanted to talk about this because it is some kind of interesting bit of news and things that have been going on. I didn't touch on it last week because, well, I didn't really want to dive into all this because there's just so much too much speculation. There isn't enough information there. I know a lot of people are excited about it, but this Flash stuff, these Flash leaks that came out last week, yeah, they're interesting. And, you know, rumor has it that it was a disgruntled ex-employee who got fired, who leaked this information out, and people are able to see some of the video that is supposed to be utilized and released for the DC fandom later this year. Now, I think it's kind of ridiculous that this is the video that was going to be released at fandom. I think it's pretty, I don't know, like, if I was with my excitement for DC fandom, with everybody else's excitement, I think this would have been a major letdown if this is when we would see that video. We may still get it at DC fandom and that's it. So that's a little disappointing for sure. And it will definitely be even more so now that we've seen what we've seen. But getting into it, my buddies over at Lightcast Podcast and the Culture Nerd really dove into the leaks last week, and they did an excellent job of that. Well, over the weekend, I guess on 4chan and or Reddit, somebody posted what they are saying are the actual story elements of the Flash movie. And what it really seems to be is that somebody took what Taylor Murphy from the Culture Nerd and Josh over at Lightcast were talking about and then added some of their own little speculative bits and pieces of what they think the story is going to be. And it's just all poppycock is what it is. Yeah, I said poppycock, so what? What are you going to do about it? Anyway, so it's not all factual. Some of what Taylor said over on Lightcast last week, yeah, those bits and pieces I'm sure are actually what's going to happen. But then you have a lot of the bits and pieces that the guy added in, such as, well, this one, which I think is absolutely asinine to say, is that one of Michael Keaton's villain's daughters becomes Mirror Master or something like that. That's ridiculous. The one that I sit there and just can't believe that people are going to try and even think about believing is that Sasha Cal's Supergirl is the daughter of Christopher Reeve's Superman. That kind of doesn't make much sense if you think logically about it. You think logically, no, that makes no sense because she's wearing a costume that is reminiscent of Henry Cavill's Superman. But whatever, let's just move forward here. Let's just say, okay, it is what it is. I just want people to know, look, these things that you're hearing, they're probably not true or what you think they are. A lot of people are trying to pass them off as this is what we're going to get, but that's not the case, guys. I know some of you may be disappointed, some of you may be happy, but some of the story elements in that are not factual or not true. It's just made up by... I think even the guy, if I'm not mistaken, he even said on his Reddit or 4chan that, oh, these are just what I think is going to happen or play out based on some information we've heard. It seems like the information he heard is what they talked about over on Lightcast, and they just filled in some of the blanks of the things that they didn't discuss or talk about. So there you have it, guys. That is what I wanted to talk about when it comes to the Flash movie. And remember, the one thing that I just can't stand people saying is how the Flash movie is going to reboot the DCEU, and that is not the case. It is not rebooting the DCEU. I've said this for months and months and months and months. They are reestablishing the DCEU. Big difference. A reboot would be recasting, would be essentially just taking what was before and erasing it completely. One, they're not doing that. They're not erasing the events that happened prior to the Flash movie. All those things still happened. Whether within the main continuity timeline or not, all those events still happened. And even more are going to be added, such as Michael Keaton's Batman and Batman Returns. You then take into consideration that they're not recasting all these people. Gal Gadot is not being recast. Jason Momoa is not being recast. No. These are all people staying in their respective roles. It is not a reboot. Not a reboot. It is being reestablished to move forward with a singular continuity for a main continuity. The possibilities of Elseworld stories, multiverse stories, are all there and being planted within this film as possibilities. But the main continuity, the main aspect and driving force of the DCEU is being established or reestablished with this movie. Not a reboot. Okay? Cool. Let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen in the Flash movie. I'm looking forward to it. I know a lot of other people are looking forward to it. There's some stuff that I've heard that has not been talked about. I don't think I want to necessarily spill the tea on this. I'm excited about it. Is it true? Is it not? I couldn't tell you, but I'm hoping that it is. I heard it from a very reliable source, but there's so many things flying around right now when it comes to the Flash movie, as we just saw this past weekend with what dropped on 4chan, Reddit, or what have you. It's all over Twitter right now. But what I've heard is really exciting, and maybe if I can get another confirmation, somebody that to say, yes, what you're hearing is true, maybe I'll talk about it at that point. But until then, guys, I'm going to keep it to myself. But that doesn't mean I'm not ever going to drop it. And hey, if somebody else drops it before I do, so be it. I can't wait to see this movie. There's so many people, there's so much negativity surrounding this film because they're taking this as what is erasing the Snyderverse. And I know I've said it multiple times, and you know, I've said it on this, it's not a reboot. It's not doing that. It's establishing the DCEU moving forward and allowing, if the Snyderverse does get continued, to continue on its own over on the side there. So I don't know why people have so much hate, and you know, I take that back. I know people are hating it because of Hamada. They're saying this is the Hamada-verse, and what Hamada does, if it's successful, then it means that he was right, and the Snyderverse should not have been continued, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't mean that at all. And again, the Snyderverse will continue or will not continue. That none of that hinges on this Flash movie. It's that plain and simple. I just don't know why people don't understand that. I wish they would. I wish they would grasp that aspect and that idea and that fact, because again, the success of the Snyder Cut is apparent to Warner Brothers and to Zaslav when he comes in and starts running the company, Warner Media. When he comes in and sees, and he's probably already seen the numbers for the success of the Snyder Cut. That's already known. That right there tells you whether it's worth continuing or not. It'll be up to them what they do and how they move forward, along with Zack Snyder. If the Flash fails, they're not going to say, well, let's continue the Snyderverse at this point. It's just not how it's going to work. Because I can tell you right now, it's not going to fail. It's actually going to probably be a massive hit for one main reason, and that's Michael Keaton returning as Batman. People are going to see that and be like, oh snap, let's go check that out. But even if it did fail, that does not mean an immediate green light to the Snyderverse at that point in time. There's a lot of other stuff that has to happen for Snyder to agree, for some of these actors to agree as well. My prediction is it gets greenlit before the Flash even releases. But that's my opinion on that. I don't know, I have any inside knowledge or inside baseball here. That's just what I believe is going to happen. It's going to get greenlit prior to The Flash releasing. But again, guys, stop with all the hate. Stop bashing a movie before it's come out. Everything I've heard about it so far sounds freaking fantastic, and I cannot wait for this movie. I think it's going to be a wild ride. One of the best live-action superhero films, I think, is going to be The Flash. I think we're going to get that out of this movie. But with all that said, I'm going to let you all go. Thanks for watching. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, all that jazz. Make sure you head to Spoilerverse.com for all of your Spoilerverse needs, whether it's Spoiler Country, Misery Report Radio, Narrative Gunslingers, and so many more, and more coming. So with all that, guys, thank you so much. Make sure you check out Polygon Warriors in the playlist below somewhere or on your podcatching apps near you. With all that said, talk to all of you later. What's going on, guys? Did you enjoy this video? If you did, make sure you smash that like button. And for more, hit subscribe with that little notification bell. That way, you'll be notified every time a new episode drops. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.